Hey guys, it's Doona here. Thank you for tuning in. Today it's our how-to tutorial video. So I'm going to break down how to do camel pose, okay? So before we actually get into our camel pose, make sure you're warmed up because this is a very, very deep back bend. It's also really deep stretch for your hips, your shoulders, your chest. It's a challenging one, so I want you to be prepared for this one, okay? So on Monday, we worked into our spine. You can maybe do that video first. That way, it's going to help you warm up for camel pose. Otherwise, just wait until you're completely warmed up, okay? So again, it is a deep back bend. All right, so I'm going to get straight into our camel pose. You will need 2 blocks for this class, okay? So just a reminder, anytime we're doing back bends, right? So finding extension through our back, a lot of times we tend to dump into our lower back. So if you see students in back bends, so let's say a standing back bend, a lot of times you'll see this, okay? You are still doing a back bend, but if you notice, you're putting way too much pressure on the lower back. So you always want to keep your tailbone tucked under. Okay, so if you saw that from an anterior tilt, you want to lengthen your tailbone down. That way your core is engaged, your glutes turned on, your hips are active. Okay, same thing with your camel pose and any other back bends. We want to focus on lifting up through the lower back, lengthening the tailbone down, keeping the core engaged. Okay, so remember that when we do our camel pose. Okay, so first thing, setting up our foundation. Whatever's touching the floor, you want to make sure your knees are hip width, shin bones are hip width, and all 10 toes are pointing straight back. Okay, we're going to start off with the 2 blocks, the highest block. Okay, so you're going to place your 2 blocks next to your ankles or your feet. You might have to kind of readjust it as you lean back. Okay, so option 1 in your camel pose, hands behind your lower back. Okay, keep your fingertips pointing down. Squeeze your elbows in. Roll your shoulder heads back. Open your chest. Good, okay? So now, as I mentioned before, tuck your tailbone, okay? So kind of like you're sliding, you're pushing your fingertips down your back. So there's a flush of skin. Pull it down so the tailbone lengthens down. Belly in, core is engaged, quads are strong, glutes are turned on, okay? That way we're protecting and supporting the lower back. All right, so keeping everything the same there. Elbows in, chest opens, tailbone lengthens down. Gaze up as you lift your chin off your chest. This is layer 1 in your camel pose. Remember, you want to find more of a thoracic extension, not a lower back extension. Keep lengthening your tailbone down. Hip stays over knees. I want you to focus on lifting your belly button up towards your chest. I want you to focus on lifting your lower back up to your chest while you lengthen your tailbone down. Draw your shoulder blades up into your chest. You're finding length rather than just leaning back. Okay, so in any back bend, we want to find length, and especially into our side body. I want you to focus on like everything is lifting up. Okay, so you're keeping your chest lifted, belly button lifts up, holding here for option 1. Okay, otherwise, option 2, you have your 2 blocks. Release both hands and drop your hands back on top of your blocks together. Okay, so you'll see a lot of times in the camel pose, reaching for 1 block. You don't want to do that because you're crunching into your lower back on that right side. Okay, so we want to keep everything lengthened, everything open, everything symmetrical. And then trust your strength. Know that the block is there. Place your hands on top of the blocks. Once you're there, you're not just hanging out. Same action. Push your shin bones down into the floor. Firm up your quads. Keep your hips over knees. Lengthen your tailbone down towards the backs of your thighs. At the same time, lift your lower back up towards your chest. Lift your chest up a little higher. Good. Option 3, okay, this is only when you're super, super warmed up, is release your hands and grab your ankles. Okay, remember you want to drop your hands down at the same time. Okay, if you need to relax your head, feel free to relax your head. You'll hear some teachers really not liking this variation, but there's really nothing wrong with this. Okay, and to get out of it, place your hands to your lower back and then together slowly rise. Good. Bring your knees together. Have a seat on your heels. Place your hands on top of your thighs. Sit up tall, finding a neutral spine now. So resetting your spine. Relax your shoulders. This is a deep pose. So sometimes your breath might be a little off. You might feel a little lightheaded from this deep back bend. So just taking this moment to kind of slow everything down. Good. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So one last thing, again, you could use your blocks. You could grab your ankles. If you don't have blocks and you can't grab your ankles quite yet, this is also another option. You could keep your toes curled under, okay? And then you could grab your ankles from there. All right, and then I mentioned that you're more than welcome to relax the head back, but I suggest don't do that. You don't want too much crunching of the neck. And also, it's helping to build strength in your neck. Okay, so remember you want to keep opening up the front throat as well as opening up the back of the throat. You want to keep everything long. So try not to crunch, try not to look back. All right, friends, if you have any questions, please comment below. If you have any suggestions for our next how-to tutorial classes, again, please comment below. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you. Namaste.